They say love is blind, but in my case, love was a mask, a beautifully crafted veil pulled over my eyes by the man I called my husband. My name is Amara, and for 3 years, I believed I was living a fairy tale. I married Chidi, a man who treated me like a queen. He was kind, wealthy, and seemingly perfect. But 3 days ago, I found a leather-bound journal hidden in the spare tire compartment of his car. It wasn't a diary of love notes. It was a ledger of hate. I didn't just marry a stranger. I married the man who spent 10 years planning the total destruction of my father's legacy. I married the ghost who bankrupted my family and sent my father to an early grave. And the worst part, he's not done yet. Let's go back to how we met. I was at the lowest point of my life. My father's construction empire had collapsed overnight due to a mysterious insider leak that led to a massive fraud investigation. He died of a heart attack 2 weeks later. We lost everything. The mansion in Lagos, the cars, the respect. Then came Chidi. He appeared like an angel. We met at a small cafe where I was working as a waitress to support my mother. He was charming, soft-spoken, and most importantly, he listened. When I told him about my father's downfall, he didn't run. He promised to help me rebuild. I thought it was fate. I thought God had sent me a savior. We married 6 months later in a small, private ceremony. He told me he had no family left, that he was an orphan who grew up in the East. I felt a bond with him. We were two broken souls finding peace in each other. But as the years passed, things started to feel off. Chidi was obsessed with my father's old business associates. He would ask innocent questions about where the secret files were kept or who my father's closest allies had been. I thought he was just trying to help me get justice.
Last Thursday, Chidi's car broke down. He took my car to work and left his SUV in the driveway. While waiting for the mechanic, I decided to clean it out. That's when I found it. Tucked away in a hidden compartment was an old newspaper clipping from 20 years ago. It was a photo of a young boy standing next to a man being led away in handcuffs. The headline read, "Local businessman framed by partner, sentenced to 25 years. The man in the photo was Chidi's father. And the partner who had supposedly framed him? It was my father. My blood ran cold. I kept digging. I found a folder containing every legal document from my father's recent bankruptcy. There were notes in Chidi's handwriting. Phase 1, infiltration, complete. Phase 2, marriage, complete. Phase 3, liquidation of the remaining trust. He didn't love me. I was just a phase. I was the final trophy in his quest for revenge. Every kiss, every I love you, every morning coffee, it was all a calculated move to get close enough to pull the final trigger on what was left of my family's name. I sat in the dark living room that night, the journal in my lap. When the front door opened and Chidi walked in, he was whistling a happy tune. He dropped his keys and saw me. "Amara, why are you sitting in the dark, babe?" he asked, reaching for the light. "Is your real name Chidi?" I asked. My voice didn't even sound like mine. He froze. The smile didn't fade. It just solidified. It became a mask. He saw the journal. "You weren't supposed to find that for another month," he said. His voice was cold, stripped of all the warmth I had lived with for 3 years. He sat down across from me, not like a husband, but like a predator. He confessed everything. His father had died in prison for a crime my father actually committed. He had spent his entire life studying, building wealth, and changing his identity for one purpose: to make my father's bloodline suffer the way he had. "I don't hate you, Amara," he whispered, leaning me. "But you are a daughter of a thief. And everything you have, this house, that ring, your very lifestyle, is built on the ruins of my childhood. I'm just taking back what is mine." Chidi thought he had won. He told me that by the morning, the remaining trust fund my father left for my mother would be transferred to an offshore account he controlled. He had the power of attorney I had signed for our future a year ago. But Chidi made one mistake. He assumed I was as weak as he needed me to be. What he didn't know was that I had recorded our entire conversation on my phone, which was streaming live to a private cloud shared with my lawyer. And that power of attorney document, I had suspected something months ago when he became too curious about the money. And I had replaced the final page with a dummy document that required a secondary witness he didn't have. As the police sirens grew louder outside our driveway, the look of triumph on his face turned to pure terror. I am currently filing for divorce and an annulment. He is facing charges of identity fraud and financial embezzlement. People ask me if I'm heartbroken. The truth? My heart died the moment I saw that journal. Now, I'm not just a wife. I am the daughter of the man he tried to destroy, and I am the one who finally ended the war. What would you do if you found out your partner was your family's greatest enemy? Would you run, or would you stay to fight? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and follow for more stories of betrayal and justice. Until next time, stay vigilant.